I'm just waiting for a few more attendees to join so I can see everyone joining from around the world. Greetings, everyone. Happy to have you all here today in today's webinar on Python programming for working professionals. So if I say about Uni Athena in short or in one word, I would say that Uni Athena offers online free learning short courses and academic courses in affordable and flexible manner. For more details on our new courses introduced in the year 2026, do visit our website www.uniathena.com. I can see more attendees joining from around the world. So I'm just taking 2 more minutes with the introduction session. I'm glad many attendees joining from around the world, whether it is good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. All of you, welcome for the wonderful session today. As we all know, programming languages are like formal sets of instructions used to communicate with the computers and create software. So either it is applications or system softwares. We all are familiar with the applications and softwares. So the programming languages enables developers to write code that tells the computer how to perform specific tasks effectively and accurately. So we all know that Python is a new generation programming language which is very easy to learn and write, making it a popular choice for the beginners as well as the experienced professionals. It has clean syntaxes. So we will learn all new things about what can be done using Python, all these things in the next 1 hour session. So about me, I'm Shanti Iyer, Senior Academic Associate at Uni Athena, welcoming you all once again for today's webinar on Python for working professionals. Without further delay, let's welcome our panelist, Mr. Atul Bengeri, sir. He is an entrepreneur and a speaker with over 25 years of experience driving digital transformation across IT, government, and healthcare education and smart city domains. So currently he serves as a director at Acumen Today Private Limited, focusing on education and health data management solutions. Alongside, he is an entrepreneur in his entrepreneurial journey. He contributes as an academician and a faculty, teaching subjects like data analytics, AI, ML, and management systems to the postgraduate students. He also actively involved in advancing the data ecosystems. So it's an honor to me for welcoming you in today's session, Atul sir. Thank you, and over to you.
All right. Thank you so much. And good to be here. I can see folks are still joining in, and that's wonderful. Uh, this is the most important topic, I should say. Thanks for the introduction, Shanti Madam. And here I am to talk about how things are changing when we talk about Python and what Python means for professionals, be it working professionals or professionals who are thinking of using Python in their day-to-day job, day-to-day work. So again, uh, there is uh, there is no better time than today to look at how Python can add value to your professional career. And Uni Athena has thought of it in a timely manner, and I'm privileged to be here, to be a part of the panelists today. So allow me to share my screen, and we will start with the discussion. All right, so here we are. Uh, the the time that we're going to spend is to understand Python for working professionals. Why Python? Why is it so very important? What can be the career opportunities that we have when we learn Python? And a lot other aspects associated with Python, around Python, and everything about Python. All right, so we do have an agenda. We'll start looking at the industry trends. Right? You may all be hearing about Python and AI, most importantly, artificial intelligence. So it's important we understand the industry trends in the first place and then take it forward to understand and see how Python is being used for all reasons and all seasons. Uh, so there we will also look at the market reality. Uh, what does the market say? What does the market hold for us? What are the opportunities? And we will go into the depth of seeking answers to the question as to why Python and why Python today. So we will talk about some use cases and most importantly, some important skills for your career path, your career progression. So that's packed. That is what we have brought about today. And let's keep going. Uh, if you have any questions, please bring it up in the chat. I'll be looking at it intermittently, not on a continuous basis, and our support team from Uni Athena will be moderating that. So I will take it up without missing anything. But let's start with this. Uh, what are the industry trends? I've picked it up from Gartner. Gartner is one of the leading research agency across the world. And what are they to say? When we talk about data and analytics, why have we started with data and analytics? That's because we are living not just in a connected world, but we are living in a world where it is completely driven by data. So let's start with the building blocks of the modern economy, the digital economy, the digital platforms economy, the e-commerce economy, the digital public infrastructure economy, and all of it is driven not just by data, but also by data analysis and data analytics. So it's a journey that we are seeing in today's world from good enough, right? So good enough is not so good enough. We have to be bettering our business to better the business, right? So it's no longer keep the business running. It's about how you are better at not just the business, but also everything that relates to running a business. So here is where it talks about data-driven decision making. It's not just data-driven decision making, it is data-driven, data analysis-driven, and data analytics-driven business decision making. So that's how we better the business. And the combination of data and analytics is very important today so that I minimize my risk. I ensure that I will be able to handle the uncertainties and the various different issues that we may we may have when we run a business. And when I say business, it's not just for entrepreneurs alone, not just for small and medium-sized enterprises, it's for large companies as well. So it's a transition from being chaotic to managing complexity because the world has become complex. We all know that we are living in a complex and a volatile world. So it's important that we handle the chaos and bring in a better way of managing the complexity in terms of business delivery. complexity in terms of ensuring sales happen as per the commitments, delivery happens as per the service level agreements. So it's a transition from a single source of truth to a deluge of distrust today, uh, thanks to the connected world, thanks to social media, thanks to digital media, and thanks to the deep fake. I'm intentionally talking about deep fake because that is what is bringing in the distrust. And we will have to overcome the distrust through technological means driven by data, driven by information, and using it to our advantage. And while I'm doing all of this, we are overloaded with data, we are overloaded with information, we are overloaded with work. And not to stop at that, it's also about overloaded with newer technologies, newer tools, and newer technique. So, in an overloaded work environment, the transition will be to an empowered working environment. And this is where the top trends are helping us shape the future. And the future is all about data. Future is all about information. Future is all about insights. Future is all about how I make use of the insights to improve my understanding of the market, the competitive landscape, the product landscape, the pricing, and my profitability. So while industry is shaping up, there are multiple aspects that industry is looking at, and we need to align with the trend. So this is where I think we all need to understand that we are in a chaotic world, complex world, and a distrusted world. We need to bring in a way to manage all of this and move away from the overloaded environment to an empowered environment. And how does all of this fit into the bill or fit into Python? That would be the question that would be lingering in your mind. This session, this webinar is specifically to have a good clarity in terms of not just Python, but in terms of market, the trend, and the skills that would be needed for all of you to ride on the Python wave and align with the trends. So, having said that, let me get to talking about Python now. So now that we have set the tone, and you're all with me in understanding as to how data is shaping up the trends, I need to have an option of dealing with data, handling data, and managing data before I get to analyze the data and apply analytics onto the data, isn't it? Yes, absolutely. And it's not that we're dealing with data for the first time. Data has been with us ever since, I think, uh, ever since we can go back to the evolution of humans. It has been data driven all the time. It's only now that we are talking about the digital data, the electronic data, and data in a digital format and stuff like that, because of the proliferation and the advent of computing technology, computer programming, software engineering. All of this has led to better ways and means of reducing the complexity of the businesses by using the right tools, the right technology, and the right techniques. And Python suits and helps every one of us across all the challenges that any organization, any industry, any segment, or any sector faces with. So Python provides me with versatility. It has the versatility to handle the complexity. It provides me with the necessary uh, functions, inbuilt functions. I'm getting into the depth of Python a little bit later, but let me bring this up. It has inbuilt libraries, it has inbuilt packages, it has inbuilt methods and inbuilt functions. So it is so very versatile that I can build applications for finance, for manufacturing, for healthcare, for supply chain, for inventory management, for e-commerce, you name it. And Python can be used for developing various different applications, web applications, ERP applications, uh, the, the mobile apps, all of it. That's the versatility that Python brings to the table. We can also use Python for creating games. This is the programming language, a go-to programming language, I should say, for anything and everything. That is the versatility that it has. It, it has wide range utility. As I mentioned, I can develop web, backend, data handling, data analysis, applications, uh, mobile applications, ERP solutions, games, you name it, and it's possible. So the utility of Python comes through the depth that it has, through its libraries, packages, methods, and functions. And all of this are inbuilt. So I don't need to necessarily write extensive codes. I just need to know which library to use, which method to use, which package to call, and which function within the packages or libraries to be used. Furthering, it is reliable. The reliability is unparalleled. And when we say reliability, it's about the reliable handling of the data, the reliable handling of the transactions through the various different transaction processing systems, because we're dealing with data, and I need to deal uh, with the data with kids' gloves, because data, if mishandled, will lead to wrong analysis and wrong analytics, and that is not uh, what we look for. So the reliability is one of the major advantages of Python, not just as a programming language, not just as a good data analysis and data analytics platform, but for all of these different aspects that we have been talking about. It's also about the various different applicability of Python. Endless applicability, as I told you. Utility and applicability go hand in hand. Versatility, utility, and applicability are all uh, the uh, unique value proposition of Python. As I mentioned, the solutions and the applications that I can develop using Python is enormous, be it scientific applications, be it programming applications, be it web applications, be it gaming applications, you name it, and you can develop it using Python. And the last quality that I would want to talk about is its adaptability. The relentless adaptability is that it can work on any platform. It is agnostic to any platforms. And when I say platforms, I'm talking about the operating systems, I'm talking about the hardware platforms. It has the capability of even handling embedded coding. It is quite adaptable in the sense that I can use it across various different functions of a business. I can use it for various different business reasons, business challenges, and further research and development as well. So this is why we call Python for all reasons and all seasons. The versatility, the utility, the reliability, applicability, and adaptability makes it the go-to programming language, go-to programming application, I should say, in today's world. It can handle data analysis, it can handle data analytics, it can it can handle machine learning, it can handle deep learning, it can handle NLP, it can handle neural networks. When I say handle, these are a few things that are already inbuilt. So that is the reason why Python is the go-to programming language of today. And all of this put together, be it machine learning, deep learning, NLP, neural networks, and all of this put together would lead to create artificial intelligence solutions, AI solutions, AI applications. So that's the base, or that's the reason why Python is in demand, or I should say, most demand is for people who know Python, be it for data handling, be it for machine learning, be it for creating deep learning models, or for creating artificial intelligence applications, or for creating gaming applications. Well, having said that, let's talk about the reality, right? So, market reality. We can't shy away from the market reality, and it's not that we are talking in air. Digital economy, as I mentioned earlier, it needs the right fuel. And we generally keep hearing that data is the new fuel, isn't it? Yes, data is the new fuel. But we need the right engine as well. What is the point in having a fuel when my engine is not capable of using the fuel in the most efficient manner? So I need the right engine and the right scale. I need to even scale it up. I can't just restrict it to one segment, one sector, one industry. It needs to be agnostic. It needs to scale it up across geographic locations, across demographic barriers. So, while data is abundant, I need to have the right tools and technology to handle the data, to manage the data, to analyze the data, and apply analytics onto the data. So that is the right engine and the right scale that we are looking at. And every industry today runs on most important aspect is data, then comes automation, AI, and web applications. Not necessarily in priority, but these are the most important uh, aspects, components, and elements that every industry runs on. And when we say data is the new fuel, for automation, AI, and web applications, we need the right engine. And that engine is Python, because what connects all of this? It connects the industry, it connects the data, it brings in automation, it helps in web applications, it helps in data handling, data management, data transformation, data analysis, data analytics, and builds AI solutions and AI applications at the same time. And the common connect is Python. This is the versatility, the adaptability, the utility, and the reliability of Python that we spoke of. So, this is the base which creates the need for building Python skills. This is the reality for building the knowledge around Python, knowledge about Python, and the expertise of using Python. And by the way, when we talk about Python, non-programming or non-computer science background people think that it's difficult to learn programming now. Let me ease your anxiety and let me reduce your stress. Python is the most easiest language that I have seen or I have come across in the last 25 odd years, 25, 26 odd years in my career. I started with using C, C++, VC++, then Java, Java Beans, and then we do have JS and Angular JS today, React, right? So there are many programming languages, but Python stands out. One is because it has the data engineering aspect built in. And because industry runs on data automation and AI, it becomes easier and faster if we go the Python route. I can do the same thing using C, C++ as well, but it would take time. So that's one more advantage that Python brings to the table, that it is fast. It is also part of the rapid application development ecosystem. I can develop uh, the application in a fast and a quick manner. So having said that, let's take it up, right? So as I mentioned, some of the advantages, right? Python advantages. It is beginner friendly syntax. As I told you, you don't have to worry about not knowing any programming language. You don't have to worry about not knowing uh, software engineering or computer science. You don't have to worry at all. Its beginner friendly syntax is so easy. It's English type. If you are good at English, you will be good at Python. Yes, it's as simple and as easy as English language. I mentioned this. It has a massive ecosystem. And when I say massive ecosystem, it is built through open source community and a vibrant community uh, which is contributing to various different aspects and elements of Python as a programming languages. Python as a programming language, be it the libraries like Pandas and NumPy and SciPy, Flask, right? And within these libraries, I would have innumerable function calls that would help me in doing a lot of jobs at or tasks at a uh, very fast pace, of course, but through writing very simple code. And as I mentioned earlier, it is extensively used in artificial intelligence, machine learning, web development, web handling, web automation, and automation at large. It could be process automation. It could be workflow automation. It could be data flow automation. It could be data engineering automation. You name it, and I can use Python for all of this. And most importantly, the adoption rate is very high in the industry. Every industry, every job today would need knowledge of Python to some extent or the other. So that becomes your entry gate into the building and evolving AI powered economy. Today, we keep hearing about AI, isn't it? Yes, artificial intelligence. The topic for AI is for a different day. Uh, but what has powered AI is data and Python. Of course, and when we talk about data, it's all about data science. And data science being a interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary, what's the approach. or field, it needs a powerful engine to ensure that it can handle interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary challenges. And that's where Python scores over any other programming languages. And most importantly, if you have any anxiety or stress that you're not from a technical background, or you're not from a computer background, or you're not from programming background, just get it away, because Python is English type. If you are good at English, you will be good at Python. All right. I can see a lot of traffic uh, on the chat. Is there something that I need to handle it now, or we can do it later?
Sir, I think we can do it later because you can continue with the session or as you wish. If you wish to answer parallelly, that is also fine with us. If you
Uh,
want me to note down some questions and answer later, that is also fine, as you wish.
yeah. So let me just go to a few ones. Maybe the missed ones we can take it later, because
Yes,
I don't want to miss out on the relevancy of it while I'm going through.
correct.
Right? Okay. So if that's fine. Uh, how can we make impact by learning basic, and how can we earn going through the libraries? Oh yeah. This webinar is basically to provide you with all of these inputs and insights. So please be with us. You will have all the answers to your questions. uh, we can do data analysis using R, SPSS. Yeah, absolutely, you're right. I told you there are multiple different platforms. That's a good question. R programming is also good. In some aspects, it is equivalent or sometimes even better than Python, uh, but it is more towards statistical approaches rather than the data engineering aspect of it. So that's where Python scores better. Uh, but if you know R, Python would be even easier. And then you would have two languages that you would know for the digital economy and building the AI economy. Python barely wanted for jobs. Oh, well, that's not what I see. Uh, Python is the go-to programming language, as I mentioned. And most of the applications today, across the world, uh, needs Python basic knowledge for building machine learning models, uh, deep learning models, using NLP, building neural networks, and talk about artificial intelligence applications. So it is in great demand. Okay. Uh, okay. Pre-recording. So means all applications and games are made through no. Not necessarily that all applications and all games uh, are developed using Python alone. There are multiple other programming languages as well. Python makes it easy because of the ever evolving ecosystem of libraries, packages, and methods and functions that keep coming to us. Uh, okay, how does Python work on automation? Uh, Today, everything is about automation, isn't it? Well, automation is not new. Automation has been there for quite some time now. But today we are talking about process automation. We're talking about workflow automation. We're talking about data flow automation. We're talking about a lot of automation today, not just the physical automation, but also the chain of thoughts, the way we use our cognitive abilities is also being automated through machine learning. And that is where Python would help, or Python is used for automating not just the tasks, not just the robotics, not just the robotic process automation, but various different automation, as I mentioned, in terms of data handling automation, data analysis automation, data engineering automation, so on and so forth. Okay. Uh, So how practically we can use Python and practice it? Can you suggest source? Oh yeah, it's a free source, freely available programming language that you can download and start using. But of course, you would need some help in understanding the environment, in understanding how you build the code, in exploring the various different libraries and methods and procedures and how to use them, how to build machine learning models, how to handle the data, how to import data, export data, right? All of that. And that's where I think Uni Athena will be at your side to help you out with that. All right. Yes. Uh, because we study about it, but can use it on hand. Yes. Okay. After, okay. Uh, Shahar Ahmed. I'm a student of environmental science. I have to analyze data for different years. Oh, look at that. Okay. Absolutely. Yes. What you are looking at in terms of now we're talking about data here, right? So environmental science, you're dealing with different years of data, which means to say that it is longitudinal data. And to handle longitudinal data, you will need ways of ensuring that you bring the data onto a common scale and look at the data not just in longitudinal way, but also at an instance. So you need to slice and dice the data and then look at further inputs and insights for identifying the patterns. So here we talk about time series analysis. And Python has inbuilt capabilities of handling time series longitudinal data in the most easiest manner through the inbuilt libraries. All right. So I think good questions coming up. I've taken a few. We will park them for a later point in time. All right. So it is well established now that Python, Python programming, and the various different uses of Python can help all of us in ensuring that we capitalize and we ride on the trend which is building up in the AI powered economy. It's all about AI going forward. So, what are the advantages? Let's talk about it. All right. While we have seen some of the salient features of Python, what is the advantage here? Okay, to talk about it, it's anything and everything that you can or you want to do can be handled by Python. So some of it may be a repetition, but for the sake of a better understanding and better alignment, let me go through this. Easy and readable. Yeah, so we're starting uh, with a few points here. It is easy and readable. When I say readable, it's not like a novel. It's not that reference. The context is different. It is easy to learn. It is easy to build. When I say build, building a code, it is easy to put to use, and that is the readability. Uh, it has a various visualization options because you're dealing with data, millions and millions of lines of data will have to be uh, properly understood through visualization. So it has good visualization options. Asynchronous coding, right? So not necessarily I have to be online all the time for doing the coding. So I can have an environment because it is what's it driven by IDE, the integrated development environment. So asynchronous coding can be handled uh, through the through the various different environments that I would be working on. Object-oriented programming, I told you, initial days we used to use C, C++. We use it today also, but very niche areas. The C++ programming language was built on the object-oriented programming. So the concepts like abstraction, the reusability of code, the polymorphism, and various different aspects of programming were introduced in the object-oriented programming because everything is an object, right? A line of code is an object, a function is an object, a data point is an object, a database is an object. everything becomes an object. So you start handling it in a way that they are different entities, but having some or the other relationship with them. And how we establish all of it was handled through the object-oriented programming. So it is not just simple programming, not just computer programming, but object-oriented programming also incorporated within Python. And that makes it really, really easy and rich. And to add to it, it has standard libraries, rich standard libraries. It has hundreds of libraries that can be used. And what's a library? When you go to a library, you can refer to a lot of books, right? But what's a library in a programming language? Well, a library in a programming language is similar, that it consists of various different functions, related functions consolidated within a library. What is a function now? A function is nothing else but a set of code that does a specific task. So it's basically a set of instructions that have been given or that has been written for maybe handling data or for changing the data type or for further data analysis or analytics or applying mathematical equations, statistical equations, and so on and so forth. So if I'm handling the data, anything and everything related to handling and managing the data will be consolidated into one library. And one such library is Pandas. For handling numbers, for handling uh, uh, not better, advanced mathematical calculations, calculus, trigonometry, so on and so forth, I would have further libraries like NumPy and SciPy, uh, various different ways in which these libraries are already inbuilt. It has a rich ecosystem. And when I say ecosystem, it is open for all. We do have programmers, we do have architects, uh, we do have the entire ecosystem that helps in making it better and better every day. And it is used for prototyping, fast prototyping, right? I would want to create something to show fast, isn't it? Today, it's all about uh, bringing in the MVP, the minimum viable product. And the minimum viable product is nothing else but your prototype. I would want to show something, or I would want to see something to get clarity as to what am I doing, how it is shaping up, what does it look like, so on and so forth, right? So rapid prototyping, rapid application development, all of it is possible. And this is the need of the hour. It can be used for web development, I've told you, not the web pages. Of course, I can use Python for generating web pages also, creating web pages also, but I have better tools, right? Specific to web development. So when we say web development using Python, I'm basically referring to the backend side of the web development, the server side of the web, which is mainly in terms of the access, the uptime, the data handling, data management, business rules, so on and so forth in the backend. It's the go-to programming language when we talk about data science. Handling data, handling the entire data science life cycle, right from data mining to data wrangling to data analysis to data visualization to data analytics to building machine learning models, evaluating the machine learning models, integrating and orchestrating it to put it on the cloud or maybe use it within my organization for solving some of the business problems, building predictive models, right? What will happen? What will be the sales of a particular product in the next 2 quarters? Right, that's something which I will need to know so that I can plan my capacity. I can plan my production. I can plan the delivery. I can plan the delivery, the sales cycle, right? I can look at the procurement cycle. So all of this is part of data science, machine learning, and AI. It is application and server side scripting, right? So both at the application as well as the server side scripting, mainly in terms of uh, how various different functions of a business, of an organization, of an application, or an ERP solution can be uh, can be seamlessly handled through server side scripting and software testing automation, right? Somebody asked the question of automation. Software testing automation also can be brought about uh, through the use of Python. And here, when we talk about getting all of this, most important aspect is the enterprise application integration, right? I can have various different programmers provide inputs for building an application, and Python will help in integrating it at the enterprise level, at a high level. And the last one, I think this will be the most important one, portability and interactivity, right? It is portable. And when I say portable, it means that it can work on the web, it can work on any operating system, it can work through various different app ecosystem, right? Whether it is Android, iOS, or anything else, it can be put on any cloud, be it Azure, Google, or for that matter, AWS, right? So the portability and interactivity makes it really uh, robust enough and versatile enough to, to manage everything as a one-stop shop. All right, so that's the advantage we have. Now let's talk about some use cases here. Right, some of the use cases, most importantly, data handling, right? Data analysis. I've spoken about it. About what does it actually mean? If I were to talk about some use cases, sales forecasting, right? I did talk about it. Uh, what will be the sale of a particular product in a region for the next 2 quarters? What will be the sale of the same product in a different geographic location? What will be the sale of my product compared to the new launch from my competitor? So all of this is something that is going to happen in the future. And I'm not a person who's into looking into the future. I'm not an astrologer, right? So how can I do that? I can do that using data of the past. And when I talk about data of the past, it is the performance of the company in terms of the sales of a particular product in different regions, and use it for forecasting as to what could happen in the future. This is predictive modeling. I can build predictive models using Python through the use of data analysis and analytics for sales forecasting, weather forecasting, environmental science, right? You were talking about it. Weather forecasting, uh, market forecasting, right? Commodity price forecasting. Yeah. So uh, today, I think the most important stuff when we talk about commodity would be crude oil, right? How is it that we can predict what could happen in the next 3 months or 4 months? If I have the data of a similar situation that the world was in as what it is today in the past, probably I will be able to look through it. So that is data analysis, creating business dashboards, right? Leaders and decision makers will have to decide uh, to ensure that they minimize their risks and maximize their profits. So they need business dashboards, which is nothing else but data driven, data analysis driven decision making capability. machine learning being used. I will use machine learning for building predictive models. So predictive modeling, as I mentioned, predicting something that's going to happen in the future based on the present data and the past data. I need a way to do this. And the way to do that is by using machine learning. And here we're talking about building predictive models through the use of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data through various different approaches of building predictive models. It could be through supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, reinforcement learning, deep learning. These are all various different machine learning techniques, machine learning algorithms that can be used to build predictive modeling, look at uh, preventive measures like fraud detection. I would prevent the fraud even much before it even occurs. So bringing in a proactiveness in the business is what will be built by using machine learning. And Python is a good choice for any one of us to build such predictive models for solving business problems. Talk about automation. It could not just be about reporting out, not just report generation, but also workflow automation, workflow scripting, data flow automation, automation of the way I handle data coming in from various different sources, from a customer relationship management, from a supply chain management application, from a human resource application management, from a procurement management application. So while the data is coming from various different sources, how will I automate the handling of the data, picking up of the data, uh, cleaning of the data, analyzing the data, right? So all of this in an automated manner can be handled very easily, very effectively, and efficiently by Python. And last but not the least, even web development, backend applications, and most importantly, the APIs. APIs are the application programming interface. The interface that we write for two different applications to talk to each other can be developed quickly using Python. Because Python is a rapid application development platform, RAD platform, rapid prototyping platform, and that's exactly what we need when we talk about APIs. APIs are nothing else but the handshake that we need to have because we're dealing with various different applications, isn't it? Within my business, I have various different applications because I have various different business functions. One for customer relationship management, one for sales management, one for marketing automation, one for production planning and control, the other for finance, uh, yeah, right, so on and so forth. So I need a way in which I will get all of these different applications to each other. And that is API, application programming interface. So Python helps me in creating all of this a very easy manner, and that's why it is so sought after, right? So now probably you are getting to understand why Python is gaining so much of prominence, so much of importance. So it is one language, multiple use cases, leading to multiple career paths, multiple career options. We are yet to get to the skills part of it, but we, of course, we'll get there. But for the time being, it's all about Python functions, Python advantages, and the strengths and the use cases of Python that we have covered till now. Let me see if there are any relevant questions that I need to look at. Okay, so gospel. So with the pace at which the technological and digital trend is moving and advancing, data domain, yes, you're right. From the angle of geosciences, yes. How do I 10x my learning in order to meet my okay? So the first step is to start with getting comfortable with data, comfortable with handling data, and little comfortable with using the right programming tools and techniques for dealing with data. And I think you are at the right place today, wherein you are getting to know a lot about Python. So start with Python and build around it, is what I would say. Shayan Ali says, if I'm not wrong, Python is also using C++ in its libraries. Oh, yeah. So Python is using SQL libraries. Python is using C++ libraries. That's the versatility of it, right? That's why you don't have to learn C++. You just need to learn Python, which will help you to use the capabilities of powerful programming languages like C and C++. Yeah. So yes, that's the thing. Uh, Good practice to make Python applications with the help of AI. When you say AI, I know what you're saying. You're talking about getting the code written by generative AI tools, right? Yes, ChatGPT can write a code for you. But what's good of a code that somebody else writes it for you and you don't understand it, right? So at least to understand, you need to know Python, and it's not as easy as we think, right? I have hundreds of such tools that can write code for me. But unless and until I don't know the challenges that we face while writing a code, I will not be able to debug the code because not all code comes to me clean. It's not just about debugging, it's not just about reviewing, it's about having the right structure and the flow of my program that will help solve the business problem, or that will help in building the various different features and functionalities of whatever I'm building, right? You may see advertisements that says that I can build a website in 90 seconds. Well, good, yeah, it builds. But then if something goes wrong at a later point in time, you would not know where it has gone wrong or what happened to it. In 90 seconds, you may not be able to bring in the database in the backend. You would not be able to bring in the data protection in the backend. You would not be able to build the cyber security aspects for your website. Right. So for all of this, you would need human intervention. While while it is easy to get the code, I know. Yeah, so somebody is talking about vibe coding as well. Uh, Vibe coding uh, is good, and when I say it's good for people who already know coding, and also in a way, it's good for people who don't know coding that they can start learning from it. Right. So, uh, and it's important that I at least learn one programming language, and what better programming language than Python to begin with, right? Uh, Asad is asking, what is the best tools of Python using development? I particularly didn't get that question. So let me go a little forward. Geoscience is over. How is it? How it enables seamless integration and execution of various organizational and ERP system functions. Yeah, that's where I just spoke about through the APIs. I will have to create the APIs. I'll have to create that handshake so that various different system functions of various different applications, ERP systems, will talk to each other. Right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, Karima, thank you. Uh, okay, so same thing coming up again. Uh, okay, so page. Okay. Is it advisable to wipe code Python? I would say no at the beginning. But if you know a little bit of Python, probably you can cross check whether the wipe code is correct or not, the way you are writing the code and the way the automated code is being written, right? So it's very important. With all these tools that we are getting exposed to, it's making our life really easy, right? Yes. And it's human tendency to look at whatever is easy. I would not want to do the heavy lifting. But then the industry trend doesn't say so. The industry need doesn't say so. If you know that there is vibe coding, you think the industry doesn't know. If you think you can use vibe coding, you think the industry is not using it. They're definitely using it. But then uh, the skill sets that are needed today would be to review the code, debug the code, enhance the code, uh, bring in better integration, help in better automation, help in building those APIs, the handshakes. And that's where the expertise would be needed. And these expertise uh, cannot be acquired through vibe coding. You can learn coding, but you will have to learn coding by yourself rather than vibe coding to look at the integration and orchestration of various different programs, various different applications, and various different uh, functions that you would want to use for various business challenges that you are working on. Interesting questions, and obviously so. Yeah, so good. Okay, so let's get there then. What Python can do? Yeah, Python now by now you would say Python can do anything for me. Yes, absolutely. Python can do anything and everything for us, right from handling the data, right from writing a script. And when I say writing a script, uh, as one of the message says, the question that says C++ libraries are inbuilt, SQL libraries are inbuilt, right? Various different libraries are inbuilt. So I can do a lot of system scripting. I can use it for web application development, web development itself, automation, data visualization, and prototyping. Right. So here we talk about. Let me spend a little bit time on data visualization. Python has rich library around visualizing the data. Now, why is data visualization such an important aspect? It's important because I am dealing with data. I'm talking about data, right? And then comes data analysis and data analytics. But prior to that, it's all about handling data, managing data, transforming data, right? All of it. And if you're dealing with millions and millions of records of data, and now when I say records, I'm referring to a structured data, which is nothing else but a table, which has rows and columns, right? And if I'm dealing with a million rows, a few million rows, becomes humanly impossible for me to look at the various different relationship between different variables, the strength of the variables, the correlation, the variance, bias, if any, right? So I'm here mentioning some of the data quality characteristics that I need to handle, various different aspects that are needed for building predictive models going forward, for which I need to understand the data really well. And to understand the data really well, I need to visualize the data. And that's how I understand the data very well. That's because, as the saying goes, picture is worth 1,000 words, isn't it? Yes. So if I can visualize the data, it becomes easier for me to understand the data better than through going through the rigor of going every row by row by row and then bring about the correlation and the relationship and the strength of the relationship between different variables. It's humanly impossible. So to make it easy, we have data visualization options. And Python provides us with huge capability of data visualization through various different libraries, including matplotlib, the scikit-learn, the plotly, the bokeh, and a few more other data visualization libraries that are inbuilt in Python. Prototyping I've spoken about. So, what can Python do? It can do anything and everything on this planet Earth. Can it launch a satellite? Yes, absolutely. It needs subject matter experts to sit together and look at uh, how various different components will have to come together and what is the automation. right? What is the logic and stuff like that, and do it. Yes, gaming, right? One of the things which you also need to know. All right, I'm sure most of you are into a lot of online gaming, community gaming. So next time, probably when you become an expert in Python, you can build a game for yourself. Uh, you can develop a game, put it onto the uh, onto the app store, and make some money. Yes. All right. So now let's start looking at how this is the most important foundational skill, right? This is basically Python programming is not just the most important foundational skill. It is more than that. It's the foundational skill. It is the much needed skill. It is the 21st century skill. It is something that you cannot live without today. Okay, now, if that's the case, let's look at some of the skills in this case. So the important skills, as I mentioned, right? You need to know how to write a clean code, how to debug Python programs. Uh, because today, content generation is the easiest of the thing with generative AI tools like ChatGPT and Cloud and Copilot, Perplexity, uh, so on and so forth. Right? There are a dime a dozen of them. Writing anything, maybe a blog or a script or even a song or even code has become easy. But then that's not what will make you a good Python programmer. It is writing Python programs by yourself, even if it is a small Python program. And let me tell you, it is actually very easy. I've been talking about it enough, but let me bring this up and you can go and check it out online. To build a what's a predictive model, right? To build a predictive model using a few machine learning algorithms, using Python code, uh, how many lines of code do you think you may need to write? Right? Using Python, if my data is clean enough, applying a machine learning algorithm onto the data would not be more than 8 to 10 lines of code. Yes, that is what it is. That is why we talk about it as versatile, user friendly, beginner user friendly, easy syntax, right? I've added it to be saying it is English type, right? So when you take to it, you will understand it. So it's all about writing and debugging Python codes, Python programs. It's about automating real world tasks. Now, the real world task, let me tell you, okay? We are using this Zoom platform. You're all connected to the Zoom. You are listening to me, you are seeing me, you are looking at the presentation that I'm giving, and at the bottom, you're also getting uh, the words that I'm speaking, right? The subtitles. Now, how is this happening? This is happening because there is some program in the backend that is listening to what I am talking and converting the speech to text and bringing it up on the screen so that while you are listening to me, you can also read as to what I am talking, because many a times uh, people have different accent, their pronunciations will be different. So sometimes it will be useful to read it out so that you clear the confusion. Now, this is a classic use case of how a real world task has got automated. Wow, look at it. A system is listening to me. In this case, Zoom platform is listening to me. and converting my speech to text on the fly, real time, as it is happening. Now, in the back end, there will be a program that would be running that is listening and capturing everything that I'm talking, and in real time translating it, not translating it. If I'm talking in different language and it has to translate in a different language, that's a different aspect. But here, it is just converting English speech to English text so that you can hear as well as read. Now, this is automating real world tasks. A simple example that I just mentioned. It also is helpful, right? Python is helpful in creating such text to speech, speech to text NLP applications. NLP is natural language processing. Going further, you will need to understand how you will be using NLP. And through the use of Python, it becomes easier for you to not only learn NLP, but also build NLP applications. Your native language may be different. And while you're talking in your native language, it should get translated into various different other languages as the preference of the participants, which is, in this case, it is English to English. In some cases, it will have to be different. So even that can be called as real world automation tasks. Managing traffic signals, automation. Managing the assembly line in my production, automation. Managing the delivery of a product that I have ordered from an e-commerce website, automation. Right. So there's a lot of automation that is still waiting to happen. Furthermore, you will need to know how you can analyze data sets. Right. I spoke about data, right? So when we talk about data sets, it's all about handling these millions and millions of records, longitudinal data, data that is with me for years and years of uh, data capture and research. We will need that for weather forecasting. We would need that for drug development. We would need that for creating new materials. Right? Yes. So I need to have the capability of analyzing data sets. I will have to build functional applications. Right? So going forward, once you learn Python, you will build functional applications. Functional applications are nothing else but bringing in automation, helping businesses to build efficiency and productivity in their day-to-day tasks, right? Build machine learning models for forecasting what could happen in the future, sales forecasting, fraud detection, so on and so forth. And you need to understand machine learning. I've spoken about a little bit about it, but today's focus is all Python, about Python, everything around Python, everything above and below Python, right? The industry trends, and most importantly, the skills that one needs to focus on to be relevant in today's fast changing AI economy. All right. And now that uh, you have what's it, understood all of this, it's equally important you understand what could be the career path, right? Ultimately, whether you are from a programming background, whether you are from a computer science background, whether you are from a non-technical background, we've been talking about Python being a good friend of yours, right? A good programming language to learn so that it can advance you, or it can help you in advancing your career and build your professional uh, ladder to ensure that you are relevant in this market of today. because we keep hearing about AI taking away jobs. And we also keep hearing that you will not lose job to AI, but you will lose the job to a person who knows AI, right? So why can't it be you? And the step towards AI, or the stepping stone, or a stepping step towards AI would be through data, through automation, and through Python. All right. So let me see. There has been a lot of traffic. Uh, Maybe I'll take a pause to see the questions here. Um, is Python good at hardware hacking and why? Oh, hardware hacking. Well, you can definitely look at uh, what say uh, look at using Python for anything and everything. Yes, Python hacking would be at the embedded level, and if you're good at PLC or embedded programming, ASIC programming, VLSI, Python does have those libraries also, right? So it's for you to just explore and see. Okay, so wait a minute. Uh, I'm not yet done. So I'm just looking at anything relevant that has come up. Uh, okay. What is the difference of Python to other programming? Yeah, we have spoken about it, right? So Python is like the programming language of the programming languages because it has all of the libraries inbuilt, whether you want C++ libraries, whether you want C libraries, whether you want Java libraries, whether you want AngularJS libraries, whether you want SQL libraries, they're all inbuilt. And they keep building up, right? Because the ecosystem keeps adding onto it, making it even more better and even more robust. Okay, so Nawaz is asking which best way to start, like first learn from ML and then go deep into Python or learn both same time. They go both hand in hand, right? Because there are a lot of concepts around machine learning that you need to learn while you apply it through different lines of code, right? So understanding machine learning is understanding the concepts behind machine learning, right? And when I say concepts of machine learning, it would be the modeling technique, it would be the data handling technique, it would be the machine learning approach, and it would be the machine learning algorithms that you will have to pick and choose from. And when we talk about the approaches, it could be the supervised learning, the unsupervised learning, the semi-supervised learning, the reinforced learning, right? So all of these are concepts around ML. But how will you uh, apply it and see whether it works or not? You need an engine. And we have been talking about Python being an engine, isn't it? So it has to be hand in hand. Is Python a powerful language than Java? Well, okay. Java is again an extension, or rather, an extension of C++ using OOPS concept, right? So some of the OOPS concepts are already within Python. So I would say I would have many of the libraries of Java also available within Python. So if you're good at Java, you will be good at Python as well. Rather, you will love Python more than Java because it is easy, it is user friendly, and easy syntax, English type. Right? So yes. Oh, okay. So Bertrand is asking, what is the difference between data analysis and data visualization? Okay. For doing data analysis, I would use data visualization, right? Because, as I mentioned, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And if I have to look through uh, data that goes into millions and millions of rows, it's humanly impossible, right? So I'm analyzing the data. I'm finding what the data looks like, what the data is, not just the size, not just the number, but what are the variables? What is the variable type? What is the data type of the variable? What is the data being stored in each of the variable? Whether there are missing values, whether there are null values, whether there are outliers, right? All of this is what I will have to uh, look through within the data, and this is data analysis. And I'm analyzing the data to find out as to what the data means. So I would do the data analysis for reporting out on the data itself. So let me take an example here. For example, it's a sales data, right? Sales data of the last month, or rather this month, mid month review. So I have the sales data that has come to me by the end of the day, and the report has been generated, right? MIS, Management Information System, Executive Information System. Some scripts have been run on the data, and the report has been sent to the decision makers, to the managers, and to the board members. This is simple data analysis that is being done. But if I don't send that report, I send it as a dashboard. It is going as a data visualization, impactful presentation. I do have data visualization on Excel as well, isn't it? Yes. But then when I'm dealing with millions of records, Excel will fail. And that's where Python will help me. And that's the difference between data analysis and data visualization. Is Python best learned for cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is a completely different pick in itself. But yes, Python can be used for bringing in cybersecurity in anything and everything that you deal with. Because first and foremost, when we talk about cybersecurity, is data security. It is data privacy. It is data protection. And there are multiple different ways in which Python can be used for all of this. Right. As a beginner, can we learn Python as our first programming language? Absolutely, yes. BTS Army. Okay, that's a good name. Yeah. So, uh, as a beginner, yes, absolutely, you can definitely start with Python, and let me assure you, you will just fall in love with it. Okay. How does Python work in the work of system administration as well as network administration? Learn. Okay. So, oh, wow, that's a good one. Good question. And I had not intentionally focused on the networking capabilities of Python because we were mainly dealing with the application side of it. But good that this has come up from, uh, if I may pronounce it, Fanasina, right? Okay, sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but yeah, that's a good question. And yes, uh, Python does have a huge load of libraries that helps in network options, network configuration, network security, network layering, network optimization, network node optimization, so on and so forth. Yes, so you can bring in a lot of automation through the use of these various different uh, networking libraries within Python, so that it will help you in managing the huge data centers, the huge applications running on various different stacks. It can help you in managing various different virtual machines that are probably running in your data center, be it on-prem or hybrid cloud or complete cloud-based deployments. So yes,